So I'm live. I'm live. So we'll get some people in the chat today on the live stream. We'll be glad to see that. Resolute Jerem. Glad to see you, Resolute Jerem. Hi, you are welcome. Let's see if other people will be there. I'll put the live stream. I will announce the live stream on my... Yes, I want to send that to everyone. I will put the live stream. Yes, how are you? Better pray. Glad to see you. I will close the door here. I will some subject to address. And after that, I will speak about comics. We'll wait a little bit about the people. Sad that we don't have better light. I mean, if I want to do something more serious in the future, first, but that's good. It means that you are a loyal fan. Like him, is a really loyal fan. He's a real fan. So what's going on, Bird? What's going on, Resolute Germ? Let's try to explain some stuff. We have number three. Number three, you have 3-person, 4-person. That's great. People are coming. I'm really glad about it. So I will wait until the 5th minutes. And the 5th minutes I will we'll have a little rant. And after that, we'll transfer to what is really the most interesting comic. You are eating diner. No problem. So we have 4 people. 4 people. Some of them are just watching. But lurking people. So we'll have fun. I will classify that stuff. I have some stuff that seriously I'm really proud to get. I'm about Judge Dredd also. So I hate myself and my diet Pepsi like always. We'll wait the 5th minute to see if other people are coming. I could announce put that on Twitter. What do you think? If I put my live stream on Twitter, what the fuck? So put that like that. Join me. Join me live. Join me live. We have 4 people, or 3. Now only 3. That's not be a big problem. So guys, I'm glad to stream tonight. It's been not a bad stream, I think. We'll put stuff clear. Not sure if everybody will watching it. Maybe it will be spread after that. I mean, some people will listen to it. So that's always a stuff. What's going on? Why he says that? Where's he said that? I mean, well, 4 minutes. 2 persons liked the stream. Okay, now we have a number 3. A real number 3, I think. Because if you liked the stream, is glad to be here, and you're gonna listen. Oh, 4 person, 4 like. Which means that we have 4. 5 person, and 4 likes. Identify yourself, people. I want to see you. I want to know who is there. That's important for me. I like my viewers. I try to make it as it's a little bit wet there, and I don't want to make the comics. Whoa! I forgot who I am. You forgot who you are, LDG Pixel. Why? I mean, I don't really understand what you are saying by that. I mean, I mean, who you are and that you forget. Oh, that's all the Joshua stuff. I need now. The Michigan Man. Yes. Oh, okay. I don't know. With Saskatchewan, what's going on in Saskatchewan? That's not really my business, but I think that the cheese. This may be a problem with the cheese. I know that the highest moment of the pandemic, it was hard to buy cheese. I mean, sometimes I was going to the convenience store or the grocery. I was finishing to my job at the grocery, and I wanted to buy some cheese for Putin, and there was nothing at all. I mean, everything was sold out. But now it's better. Now we still have some of them, but generally in groceries, there, yes, it's true. They are all generally all sold, but I saw sometimes 2 o'clock in the two p.m. like all cheese sold. I mean, what the hell? People were they were, and this is not something like toilet paper that you can put in your basement and said I will keep it for a long time. It's not a case in word. In fact, it's a meal that have been created in as I remember Drummondville in Quebec. That's like that. This is French fries with sauce and cheese, and I mean, until like 15 years ago, all people in other province was saying, this disgusting, wow, disgusting stuff that Quebec are eating. But since that foreign people were going Montreal eating that and loving it, when it became like a thing, uh, at this moment, it's became Canadian food. So it's always when we are doing something, people says that is disgusting until the moment it's become a thing outside of the border, and after that they take it and say, "Oh, but finally this is our." So that's the point. So, and yes, this is really tasty. That's the high standard fast food. So, but I'm glad the Milty Gunman that you like it. I'm glad that you like it. That's really tasty. So eat it, eat it as much as you can. So we'll start a little bit. I have a little rant to do before that we enter in comics. I'm gonna swear. I'm gonna name names. We can that's impossible to not do it. And I will. The topic is at first. Okay, I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and fucking tired to be in trial all the time. I repeat something. If you don't want to hear about what I'm thinking, if you don't want to hear about my ideology, if you don't want to understand, don't ask fucking question. I'm sick and tired that people ask question. I give an answer because of course this is not the kind of question that you can give an explanation in 30 seconds. I mean, I asked some question that required the knowledge of 100 years of social, political, uh, geographical, historical knowledge and development. And you think that I'm gonna be able to explain that in 30 seconds and say, oh, that's too long. If this is too long for you, then I take 4 or 5 minutes to explain that kind of really complicated process and that kind of historical development. I mean, fuck you. Don't ask the question. Just shut your fucking mouth. You don't want to know the answer. If you don't want to know the answer, go to hell. Fuck you. I will not tolerate against to be on trials. Okay? I have nothing. I have no duty toward you. And I have the duty to be fine with my subscribers, with my friend of YouTube. I have the duty to not be like to not backstab. I have some duty, normal duty, but my point of view on politics, I am not to be put on trial for that by some far-right nuts or religious zealots and not that stuff that think that everything is right, that they know everything about that because they watch a James Bond movie and other stuff. I will not name any name, but if you live under a Stalinist state, I don't agree with Stalinism system. I don't agree with Stalinist systems. I said it over and over. What you lived in that country have nothing to do with Marx that died 100 years before that the system collapsed in your country. It has nothing to do. So there are some people that never read the fucking books and should stop to pretend that they are expert of a book that they never read. Or this is not because you are born in a specific area on the planet at a certain times that knew everything about Marxism. Because fucked, what happened after the Russian Revolution and what happened after the World War II for the vast majority has fucking nothing to do with Marxism, has nothing fucking to do with socialism, has nothing fucking to do with any... Lenin was dead, Trotsky was assassinated, Marx and Engels was dead for a long time ago. It's nothing linked to that stuff. I don't ask you to read that books. I don't ask you to like what I'm thinking. I don't ask you to speak about it with me. But at the end of the day, if you want to speak about the Communist Manifesto, you need to read it. Fuck, that's it. So if you are far-right nuts like this, the drunk idiot that had a bird on the live stream of Pouliot-Roberge yesterday and pretend that the manifesto is in 10 points, fuck you. You don't know what you are talking about. Don't fake to read stuff that you never read because you're a charlatan, and charlatan can go fuck themselves. That's it. That's the first stuff. The second stuff is, I'm sick and tired that fucking idiot pretend speak about the fact that my wife doesn't exist. At which point of idiocies are we for creating that kind of lies? The small lynch mob around Captain Redneck that create that kind of fucking lies and spread it, you are all buffoon idiots and you should shut the fuck up. That's it. You're fucking charlatans. You try to throw mud to you pretend you lied about the fact that I disrespect Mom Pray. I never disrespect Mom Pray, but you spread that lie everywhere to make me ban everywhere. It's need that Pouliot-Roberge himself act and take measure to say stop to do that shit because you were using his mother for your own purpose. You are a piece of shit. After that, you accuse me to try to make explode people with a DIY and sanitizer, and you got trapped to lie again because you are a bunch of piece of shit. You accuse me of terrorism when I was trying to bring people to disinfect their fucking hands. And some of the people that participate to that even negate the existence of COVID-19. Yes, I speak about you, Jeff Franklin. Fuck you. So that piece of shit, now that kind of piece of shit are saying that my wife doesn't exist. I'm sick and tired of that shit. Okay? Hello, Mara Kitty. I love you. I'm sick and tired of that shit. It has been even hard in Moscow because of some religious zealot around her in her extended family that did everything to destroy our relation. It has been enough hard to be separated more than 2 years ago. It has been enough hard to saw the visa be refused, to organize the wedding, to have been fucked by COVID-19. I don't need fucking idiot and piece of shit pretending that she doesn't exist. Okay? Fuck you. You, the piece of shit that pretend that my girlfriend doesn't exist. Okay? You do that for only one meaning, to piss me off. You succeed. You are pieces of shit, and I will not tolerate that anymore. Okay? I will not tolerate that anymore. So that's the point. So my girlfriend exists. I spoke with her two times today. I was really glad about it. If you have nothing to do in your life except to spread that my girlfriend doesn't exist, you are pieces of shit. Go to hell. Put in your fucking rectum some shopping center because you're able physically to do it. Fuck you. So now we will speak about comics. So what I got in the last weeks. So what I got first was said. Yes, the rents gets the number up. So I will say it like look at little shot. People ask why you say always fuck you JPs. I will say the truth. I don't give a fuck if you think that I'm a slob and I'm eating in my bedroom. Okay? Yes, the stuff about eating in the bedroom is completely troll. It's trolling. It's trolling him because it's a piece of shit. What he did on a stream, he live in front of everybody. He said, I hope she's not gonna come here. My girlfriend. I hope we don't want her here. This is what he said. If he thinks that, he's a piece of shit and he should go to hell. Okay? He should put a lot of stuff in his ass. Maria, eat in your bedroom if you want. That's great. I'm doing it. Okay? Yes, I know, but that's not a big problem. I don't give a fuck if people like it or not, and I eat in my bedroom. If someone says that I'm a slob, I don't give a fuck too. I mean, I didn't even know what was that fucking word. But if you come and you say, I don't want that your girlfriend. I hope that your girlfriend's not coming here. That fucking piece of shit just hope that I'm not able to bring my wife here and live with her. What is my fucking dream? Okay? So fuck you, JPs. Until the moment that you take it back, I will say fuck you, JPs. And I will piss you off everywhere as I do, like with Captain Redneck. That is a piece of shit too. And all our small lynch mob. So now, comics. Okay? No, seriously, we need to say it at the end of the day. They want war, they will got war. And they're already in war with me. But they started. I didn't ask for it. But I mean, I will have fun to answer with that piece of shit for sure. For sure. So now comics, I say that. Now comics, we're in comics. So you all maybe you don't. You are the only a slob if you make a mess. I don't do a mess. That's fine. There are some stuff I need to take it back, but it's today because I received some comics. So I was on my diner. I was eating. I took my lunch, and I'm part of Alexander's lynch mob. Next, if you are in my lynch mob, that is a lynch mob, a counter lynch mob. So we are a lynch mob that united against the fucking far right piece of shit lynch mob of Captain Redneck and his gangrenous balls liquor. Yes, okay. Glad to have you on my side, the multi-gun man. But yes, I mean, on the diner, I opened that stuff. I was so glad to get. Oh meow! I love you, Mario. I was so glad to receive that comics, and I throw the envelope and the package. Fuck. What the hell? You write it in French. That's an animal in French, you know? That's not the way I wanted to do it. But that's fine. I like it. That's a good phrase. This is pleasant to write in my first language like that. So I appreciate that. 54.5 access radio. I appreciate it. You should come on my Discord channel. I will put the invitation to my Discord channel directly there in the chat. It's mean that I need to go on my own live stream, and they are a delay, so I need to. What the fuck? That's so complicated. I mean, where is my chat? Ah, that's there. Okay, a little PC shit. I know. I hearing myself. PC. I know. I hearing myself. I know. I hearing myself. So that's fine. You got my invitation. You know what I'm really strong in technology, so that was a read off. You will hear all that in the same month, and I see just my invitation on my Discord channel. I did it myself like that in this stream. So look at that. So you should come 54.5 radio. But that was funny to write fuck in French like that. I like it. So yes, so not everybody knows here, because some are news on my live stream, that I'm a damn big fan of Judge Dredd, and I have everything in 2080. You can see that in the back here. What's up? At the bottom of the show, that's all Judge Dredd stuff. That Judge Dredd stuff, there are 34 volume of omnibus, and they are also that was his name, the complete case files, and you have 4 other omnibus named the restricted files. Arm the law, yes. And the restricted files are annuals or not stuff that are not in the series, all that stuff. But Judge Dredd right now, let me comment. Judge Dredd, I love Judge Dredd too. We all love Judge Dredd. The order 2080 is what made Judge Dredd in the UK from the beginning, and this is what we can say the official Judge Dredd. In fact, that this is the real story, the continuity. But there were in the United States different publisher that made Judge Dredd. Actually, the right of Judge Dredd are to IDW. They didn't print so much stuff in the last 2 or 3 years, but they did many comics that you can find in trade paperback. This is not discontinued. This is really something. No. The Aliens crossover is not in the restricted files. This is a collaboration with Dark Horse. So it's considered as canon, but this is not. This is a cooperation with 2080. But what you have in the stuff of 2080 is what is strictly 2080. But like you have cooperation between DC, and I come to DC soon, and 2080 about the crossover with Batman. There was 4 series of crossover with Batman and 1 crossover with Lobo, and that's of Judge Dredd. So, and I have it. If you want to crossover with Batman and Lobo, you can all buy them in a hardcover. They are all together. You can find it without any problem on eBay. I read that. I have that in my locker. That is not in my room here. In my locker, when I put all my stuff, my 4,000 books and all of my things. So I have a part of my comics that are there, and everything that is Batman, Judge Dredd, I have it. With Dark Horse, the collaboration have been Judge Dredd Aliens and Judge Dredd Predator. So they did that too. The Epic Bird. I know nothing about comics, so I cannot add much to the conversation. I'm just gonna listen. That's fine, Pink Bird. You can listen. You can ask questions too. That's even more. So if you are at this point interested, if you decide to watch because you want to listen, it's not interesting for you to listen. At this point, if you have questions, just ask them. I will be really glad to answer. Didn't know about the Lobo. I'm going to have to get my hands on it. Yes, Resolute. In fact, I don't know if you didn't have already the Batman stuff, Batman Judge Dredd, and you can just buy the hardcover with the four Batman Judge Dredd and the Lobo Judge Dredd. They are that five. They are in one hardcover that you can find easily on eBay. I'm not sure if you can still can have it in your local comic shop, but I know that close to all the stuff of IDW is still available in your local comic shop. But this one, yes, Lobo Judge Dredd, I read that. That's crazy. I mean, that's great because Lobo is so much chaotic, and but there are a lot of dark humor with Lobo. And Judge Dredd is so much like, I mean, you know how he is. Like, the law is really strict, and this is also a comic with a lot of dark humor. So they match really better than we can think. The only difference I have, the only problem I have with that kind of crossover, and this is why I prefer to not keep them as canon, is that. Generally, in the universe of Judge Dredd, they don't have that kind of crazy super being. This is the reason why Judge Dredd is always succeed to win against anything. One crossover that exists, made by IDW, is Judge Dredd Mars Attack, and I read Judge Dredd Mars Attack. That's completely insane. If this is again something you can buy easily to your local comic shop if you order there. This is still disponible. Judge Dredd Mars Attack. That's really funny, and that's violence. I damnly liked it. I mean, this is just pure good Judge Dredd. But let's continue what I got and received. So as I said. Now the publisher in the United States for Judge Dredd is IDW, but before that they were DC. This is the reason why we got some collaboration between like a crossover Judge Dredd Batman, Judge Dredd Lobo. It was because they start to work with DC Comics, and of course we got two series. One of them is titled only Judge Dredd. This is from the 90s, and this is some stuff that have been published in 1994, 1995. That Judge Dredd, that's its name. And of course, you have the story, He Is the Law there. This is really 90s. This is really violent. I like it. A little bit cartoonish on the vision of it, but I mean, this is more American style, but it's still interesting. I don't know the story. I didn't read it so much. This is all with Green Hornet stuff, like you can see here. You have here on the bike, like he arrive, he jump in the house with it. That's great action. That's the kind of comic I like really much. So we'll see. I'm still in the general. Okay, I thought that maybe we add a new member of the Discord channel. Just we wait for you in the Discord channel. Like it. So that's really Judge Dreddish. Now here, look at that. So. Like, good example of what kind of humor you'll see in Judge Dredd. There are old grandma with the pistol there, and she give back the pistol to the officer. So that's the kind of crazy, weird characters that you get in Judge Dredd like that. Oh, look at that. Who knows that evil lurks in the earth of man? That's an old publicity of the movie The Shadow. So, like, this is, I mean, generally, I prefer to buy my comics, like, my comics in trade paperback. This is less expensive. You have more stuff. This is less complicated to stock. But when I'm buying some kind of that comics, I like to find old publicities of movies, stuff. This is what we watch with. Look at that. That's purely insane. You have a guys. He has a chains with a collection of fingers. That's pretty crazy. That's typical of the Judge Dredd. That's the kind of character you find there. You say like that series. It's not a series of one shot because you see, as you see, this is the end of the comics. Is Judge Dredd there is confronted to an entire gang of people already there. You can see in the square that he's killing the guys there. You go in the stair, he's killing the guys, and when you enter and you cross the doors, the only things he's able to say is creeps. That's typical Judge Dredd. So we will watch a little bit what's going on with the number two. And speaking about old publicity, natural born killer publicity behind the comics, that's great. I like it. So look at that. Red again is confront about to the gang. And interesting here, you have old Batman comics, Knight's End, Robin 9, Batman 509, 510, Shadow of the Bat. So here, this is a publicity showing all the comics from Batman that are at this point they announced. This is many of them. I mean, this is all the series of the time. You have Batman, the original, Shadow of the Bat, Detective Comics, Legion of the Dark Knight. This is, as we know, remember that Detective Comics, I mean, 2 or 3 years ago, got his 1000th publication. And at this moment, they are only at 676. So it's still interesting. Robin, I hate Robin. And they also announced the Catwoman comic, and that's so. What we have. So yes, this is more cartoonish stuff. The good draw. This is really 90s, and I like that kind of comics. I mean, but this is not the same stuff that we saw like from Now Comics about the Green Hornet. That Judge Dredd is a little bit more cartoonish. And I will say Stuart got a great scene of action there, where they are a gunfight and stuff. So I pretty like it. Wrapped in the shadow cloak in the night, the savage savior waits the wild. Because you have a great image here of Man-Bat grabbing the Joker. That's great. You got it. So let's look at that. That series went drive to until 18. I mean, I don't have all of them because I need to finish. I bought some of the comics from different buyers, but I'm buying lots, and you'll see what kind, because I have a mix-up of comic there, a lot of mix of mini comics there. But if I can count what I have right now from that series, there are 18 of them. One, Miss 2, Miss 3, 4, 5. 5 of them on I have 13 of them on 18. That's not that bad. I missed the 2 last one because that's good image. If you watch a little bit about only the cover, I like very much the cover. What we got here, Face Off. I think this is maybe a kind of remake of what they did in 2080 when they are like a robot, a judge, a mechanical judge, something like that. You need to see. But it's interesting. It's following up. Like that Judge Dredd that fell from the sky, grabbing what is it, cable or I don't know what. I mean, it's good for that stories. So it would be great. Still watch the other cover. You have the right to remain silent. So you have a kind of clown here that show a white flag. For what exactly? I don't know. Oh, that create publicity for who that like the CCG from the 90s. You have the CCG rage here. For people that know the people knowing the CCG, you remember that there was like White Wolf. That was named that was a company that's made in Vampire the Masquerade and also Werewolf. That's like a role playing game, but they had also their CCG. The most popular of them was named at first Jihad. They renamed it Vampire. After that, I played a lot of Vampire. Rage I didn't play so much. I think you can, if you want to try that CCG, you can find some decks and cards of Rage that are in the back. That's not so hard. Here, that's Judge Dredd dead. So it's very war. Suppose that he's not really dead, if you want my opinion, but what is the plot? I don't really know. Oh, like you have a great one with Judge Dredd in front of Abraham Lincoln. The statue still exists. It's looked to be like that in Mega City 1. I don't know if the statue have been moved. Lord of Illusion, I don't know what it is. Tales like this publicity of Tales of the Crypt. That's really Demon Knight. I think this is the game or what? I don't know. Cyber Hell, like that's really great. And the fire, it's all orange. I like it. What's going on there? Oh, you have a kind of EP or reggae guys using plans to attack Judge Dredd. What is it's Malice in the Wonderland. Malice in the Wonderland. Oh my fuck. Instead of Alice in the Wonderland, this is Malice in the Wonderland. Okay. Typical, man. What a good name. You have Judge Dredd here, judicial standoff that look to be confronted to another judge. So maybe this is a guard from the police that Judge Dredd is arrested. I don't know. So, Pouliot-Roberge, the collection of 1994 of football cards. Well, that's one. It's really generic. But look at that. That's funny. It's look. I don't know if this is the case, but this one I bought them like in Toronto because right now it is easier if I buy my comic in Ontario and New Brunswick, British Columbia, and all that stuff. I pay less shipping, and I don't wait that they cross the border. That's less complicated, and it's fine that I found a lot of that kind of store that really have good deals. So this year you have the publicity here of the Blue Jays. So I don't know if they were printed in different place at this moment. What's made that the publicity was different? Maybe in the United States it was another baseball team that was behind the comic. I don't know. Time is the enemy. Look at that. This Flash. That is right. They call him the Flash. He thought he could run forever. Now each step is taking him closer to the finish line. Can he outright this fate before his time runs out? Terminal velocity. Interesting. Uh, nice. Yes, nice. Of course. So that's the Judge Dredd 18. So we don't have everything, but DC did two series. Like but something that maybe we'll try to show to you. Look at that. It's still we still have the stamp of the comic committee. You know, approved by the comic code from the comic code. Like that's that's funny, and we still have it too. There are another series named Judge Dredd Legions of the Law. That's look. We'll look inside what's going on. The drawn are different. I don't know. I mean, oh, like a publicity of lightning. I don't have the number one already. This is only two of them missed in my collection. Two of them or one of them. I think this is okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Only one. Only one is missing, and this is the first one. So I need to wait the first one. But as I said, they are one seller that have all the Judge Dredd comics from DC that miss in my collection. So that's interesting. I think I will buy from them. I will buy it from them. So we don't have any introduction about what's going on, the story. I will show you more all of the heart. That's really different. It's look really more like what we have in now comics with the Green Hornet. And the styles is like we have a crazy scientists that want to that draw on the guy cut ear, and we have a publicity there. What is this? Sexy, seductive, deadly, modesty blaze. What the hell is this? I will try to find about Modesty Blaze because it's looked to be classic British stuff. I mean, or this is old school comics, obviously, made by DC. Azrael, like comic of Azrael. For the people that knows Batman in the 90s, that character was a big deal. And he replaced Batman for one time. It was completely insane. He was thinking that he was like the personification of Gabriel, the angel, Gabriel Angel, and he had to punish the criminal. Yeah, Alex, it's publicity of Vertigo. Vertigo, it was amazing. That was like Vertigo trading cards. What the fuck? The 40 on the unforgettable Vertigo cover. 47 is a fully pink characters cards. Okay, no, that's a collecting cards from Vertigo, and Vertigo was a great sub companies of DC sub publisher that was doing adult comics. It's look a little bit like Max made by Marvels after that, where Gartin. This is Max is already the branch where Gartin is made his Punisher. That is one of the best comic ever. We'll see watch your cover of that stuff. The cover, that one is absolutely amazing, and that looks so Judge Dredd-ish. I mean, why the fuck you will put your gun on a brain attached only to vertebra? They are only in Judge Dredd. You find that kind of shit. I don't know what's going on. I want to know and will know. And so you have the comic code. That's where now the stuff like that have been approved by the comic code. It's proved that the comic code was at this point nothing. But yes, right. It's so fucking badass. So you will execute a brain attached to vertebrae. So, and you have like a sack of blood here, proving to keep the brain alive. So What the fuck is this? Um, Here, the fate of the organs donors. What the fuck is this? It look a little bit like melodramatic. There are a kid with him. I don't know exactly. No robot buddy for that one. It doesn't look. Or maybe they were what we see in the on the cover. Maybe it's just the results. Here, that's not so clear what we have. Trial by gunfire. No, that's a little bit elusive, like cover, like your. It looks that there are bugs. All you said all the stuff you see. The point that's all bugs, or maybe he's fighting against like a Earth or something like that. That cover, I mean, and the cover after that, all right, in a style that is a little bit surprise to me. Uh, he's look at that. That's a weird styles. It's look a little bit more like the kind of drawing you find in fantasies, a little bit uh, books. But I mean, this is futurist. I don't know at which point what is that shit is. I think this is a mutant. That's part of the Judge Red universe. But that mutant looks to be a fucking badass. The Louis is laughing, but that's not sure at this point is an enemy. So maybe Judge Dredd is forced to ally with him at some point. I don't know. This one is even more elusive, but what we see is a judge shooting on Dredd. So what's going on there? Absolutely no fucking idea. And look at that. Old corn CD publicity. That's fucking old school. Oh my god, look to the publicity. DC promote is movie. That's old stuff. I mean, with Nicole Kidman and Jim Carrey, and also like it's the Val Kilmer. What? Yes, Val Kilmer was the Batman instead. It was cool. That was a disgusting movie. Look at that. Fall from the Grave, one of three. A series of three comics in that series. So it's looked that this is not a continuity. It's more like a series of stories. And in that one, we have the first of a story of three comics. Judge Dredd now around look to be surrounded by mutants. And does he just kill another judge? I don't know, maybe. That stuff is completely fucking nuts. Oh, right. First, we have a publicity behind of the movie Species. That's great. And look at that. That's Judge Dredd is in like Berserk, and he's like attached to another character, another fighter. It's like a fight to death. They have change around the wrestle. I don't know what's going on there. Mega Cities Most Wanted. What the fuck? This is action figure of the Judge Dredd comics. I need to find that shit. I vote to nominate this as a Judge Dredd of Quebec. Thank you very much. I will I will use it plainly and in a good way of that power. Trust me. That's the a collection of action figure. I don't know what it is. I need to watch it. You have a Lawgiver Dredd, Judge Fargo, Judge Hunter, Lower City Perp, Ace, ABC Robot, Judge Death is there, Mean Machine, Lawmaster. What the fuck? I don't see any Judge Dredd. Think Angel from the Engine Clan. So look at that. Judge Dredd looks to be in alliance with some mutants or a gang. I don't know who is fighting. He's shooting in front of him. Interesting. And this is a conclusion of Fall from the Grace. So exactly what happened, no fucking idea. Dread of Night, part 1 of 3. So that's another three. Uh, that's other 3 week comics. We still have the action comics, the action figure publicity. Look at that. It's finer. It's looking to be inspired from Alien, but this is not that. Obviously, here you have another judge that looked to try to protect himself of that. The follow-up is look at that judge have been transformed as a kind of vampire, because this is what we have here. And that's a good shot. I like it very much. I'll watch it a little bit inside. But he looked to speak with a kind of vampire. Yeah, so you have a vampire here. Well, that's a vampire story in Judge Dredd, but in Judge Dredd you can have everything. That's the Curse of Michael Myers, Halloween. That's absolutely nuts. So what we have here? Year 1 Lobo. If you can see, this is DC Comics, so they are able to promote their own project. This is the Dead Are Rising. Well, are they kind of zombies, something like that? So that's looked to be absolutely crazy. And if you look at the cover right now, so, oh my, it bleed acid, it can read your mind, it is born killer. It is the least of your worries. Hellions. Let's look to be that's a video game made by Mindscape. So here we have the cover here of that Judge Dredd, the last one. That's the last one from Legion of the Law. And obviously looked to be attacked by ghouls or I don't know what kind of zombies, vampire or something like that. So that's look interesting. No, that's all for the Judge Dredd stuff I got. And I'm really hope that I will quickly get the other Judge Dredd from the collection. What the hell is this? I won't mix up my stuff. So that's all for Judge Dredd, but we have other stuff. So because when I order that kind of small comics for the shipping, this is better to order a lot of them. So the other stuff I got of that, and that's pure 90s. This is Bad Girl Comics. So people don't know what is Bad Girl Comics. I mean, this is a really simple concept. I mean, you have like badass girl shaped like porn star killing people for revenge, or killing monster that they're responsible for their existence, or just fucking killing. I mean, this is gorgeous girls that you see naked, sex and violence. That's it, and I like it. And one of the first bad girl we got in the 90s is Razor. So I don't know if people there know Razor. This one, Razor was a character at this moment of London Night Edition. But that's a publication of 1995. That's a second publication because the number one of Razor at this time, the first one, the really one, have been published in 300 copies. It was, I think, auto publication, and the guy prints that, the author prints that, what is Everett R. Chose. And he sold that like in a festival, and after that, it went sold out. Obviously, he did not so much of them. and I think he made auto publication by himself for a couple of copies, and after that, London Knight decided to get the characters and give them a push right now. What happened after that is that London Knight says, "But okay, so we have a character, and that people are following, but the first copies of the series, people are unable to get them because not enough of them have been printed, so they reeditate some of them. So personally, I will not spend like fucking crazy money to get the original one of the 300 original one, because obviously a part of the 300 that certainly have been destroyed. It's always that like that, but it's still 1995. Though that's London Knight 1995. That's perfect. Razor, I have the there was the possibility to buy the Razor archives, but there was a first risk that now I know that was not liable, because the Razor archive was mentioned like black and white. So I didn't know if it was black and white to make them cheaper, or if at the original their origin was black and white. I searched on the internet, I never found it, so I didn't know. I didn't want to take chance. I said, if they are possibly that they are in color, I will take them in color. But no, Razor is black and white comics. But it's still great. I mean, look at that. The guy got shot in the head. That's really like all the stuff. Who is Razor? Razor is a girl that her family have been assassinated, and she survived. And after that, she decided to get revenge against the mobster that sent the killer on our family. But in fact, she survived. She don't really survive. I mean, she died, but she came back. It's a little bit inspired of The Crow. And she had big blade on. She has blade on the whistle, and she used that as a weapon. So you can see here what kind of comic it is. Like she caught and off the guys, and we all see the guts, and that's what I like it. She's sexy. She's violent. Look at that. The guy with all his guts. And that's completely insane stuff. And I mean, this is black and white, and this is absolutely amazing. That's so cool. Look at this. Sexy girl. Like she cut the arm with his razor like that. Look at that, the blood and all that stuff. That's what I like from the Batgirl comics. That's completely crazy. What happened with Razor? There are a lot of miniseries of Razors, by the way. But the first 12, yeah, we have the 11 and the 12. The first 12 comics were named only Razor. So you have one of them, like we saw our Blade, like. That's at Richard London. Just say that they are, as you can see, this is really independent comics. Like what? So the girl is taking fucking drug. She's an addict. But you don't have publicity instead for their own comics. So London Knight was not like, but. Yes, Razor Commemorative Edition. The special edition celebrates the 3rd year of London Knight Studio. Only 3,000 copies of this very edition. That's a special edition, and you have in color some stuff at the middle. Like it's mainly, yes. This is cover from Razor. This is a reedition of the number 11, made again by London Knight. But that. Except that this is black and white. You don't have any publicity because this is independent. But you have some stuff like, what the fuck? This is Atomic Comics, James Ober, Fall Fan Fest. Let's see. So independent comic promoting themselves each other. That's a Razor stuff. Can see Razor auto promotion. At Razor, it was sale in June. Razor Burn Strike. Razor versus Strike. That's a crossover. So what we get here, as I think this is another reedition. Yes, this is another reedition of the old comics made by Londonite. But look at that. That's absolutely gorgeous. That kind of draw. She's jumping, she is bleeding, she is killing. I like it. What's this stuff? Look at that. She opened the throat of the guy with her blade. After that, oh, I mixed it up a little bit. The number 13 is the first one when Razor have been renamed Razor Uncut. So the character is named Razor, it doesn't change, but the comics is named Razor Uncut. So that's the way it is. As you can see, the heart's still great. Here, she's from. Obviously, this is the grave of our family. Maybe another character, but I think this is the grave of our family because that's a vengeful character. Like here, she's training. That's classic. It's not something really different. So the comic's still in black and white. She is Razor, and tonight she is ready to kill. That's great. We like it. This is what we want. Again, Beyond Bad Girl, Mike Muffer. Widow is one of the best horror series in the past 10 years. This is a comic from London Night that I wanted also to buy. I put that to my guest list, one of them. This is Widow. It's like Bad Girls, but this is also Bad Girls, but with a lot of horrors in. So we'll see. I have the impression that they tried to do that. I don't know which year is it, but maybe it's 1995. So it's not really like inspired or similar to what it had been made in Chaos Comics. Razor Uncut. So we'll continue here. This is like London Night Pro self promotion. We'll watch mainly the covers now because I have so much of them. You saw the diamond. So this one's like she obviously I don't know who's that character because I didn't read already Razor, so I don't know enough about the stories. So it's hard for me to identify the other characters. Here, that's a great cover. Look at that. Oh, like we'll look to have a publicity in. It's around 2 last year. Meet the creators of London Night. No, okay, that's again a kind of publicity. The publicity of London Night. I don't really the illusion of the alcohol bottle. I don't really understand. Here we have look that here we have some prostitute. Nudity, of course. It will be our pleasure to that girls like that. Strike had shot them. So here we have, and that's a character I know this is Strike. Strike is the sister of Razor. So as we understand about the story of Razor, when Razor started to piss off the mobster, they send a killer. They send like an assassin to kill Razor, and it's found to be Strike, her sister, that's still alive. I don't know exactly the details. I will read it, but this is Strike. So I know that because Strike is the sister of Razor. When I have searched about Bad Girls comic, I found it. So you still have Razor here. Except Matcha readers. We know that. We know that. But I mean, as I know, Razor and Strike obviously became partner after that. You're like, that's a great color, Razor, surrounded by corpses. That's great. That's classic one. I mean, and like on sale, 30 page of color, Lethal Strike. I mean, I want to see that comic. It's look absolutely amazing. My guy. Razor and Cut. I don't know who is that character. I think maybe is it. What's going on with? Is it Strike? This is not. This isn't Strike. So we have another bad girl, something like that. Main event Razor. Oh, another classic Razor cover. Blood on the wall. She looks sexy and dangerous. I like it. Razor and Cut. I try to. As the cover on the cover of Bad Girls comic often like really similar with that. That's our darling here. She's alone. She's sexy. That's great. This one we have some of them that are really different, a little bit different. Like we start to have. It was not the case there. Parental advisory mature material. So it's weird. It started there. I think maybe it's because in the I remember when that icons have been created. Here we have some stuff with werewolves, so it's gonna bleed. We know that. Razor and Cut again. So we look to have a kind of series with werewolves, but it's werewolves. That's the it's like the Razor's eyes and all that stuff. So what's going on? We have here Everett Arts and Tommy Gun. What the fuck is this? London Night Entertainment. I think I found another comic I want. That's my kind. A bombshell with a gun. Poison. That's another bad girl comic I want to do. I didn't already buy anything of them. Limited to 1,000 copies. So I don't know. See? Here you have Razor fighting the werewolf with a spear. The changeling looked to be a thing in that series. Here we have a publicity of Strike, and yeah, that. It's good. It's beginning to be a little bit different. So Razor, we saw from the back Razor. Here you have a changeling and what's looked to be a white tiger, the skull, and after that we came back to the classic Dark Razor. Yes, that's a crossover from London Night. That's look absolutely amazing. I saw that comic on eBay. I want to buy it. And they're like Sexy Killer again. Life and Death, FMM. FMF. The Return on Everett Arts or Razor. Looks like a promo about Razor. Razor and Cut. Yeah, this one, like this is pretty comics. As I said, the cover is looking often the same. This one, I mean, I'm a little bit curious about it. Who's that fucking monster? It's look. Is it a demon or a version of of satin, and no, Amer- Razor Uncut. Now here they announce already the Razor Uncut 45, and we are only at 41, so that's well. That one, that kind of draw is weird because it's look a little bit more cartoony, like try to they try to imitate the Japanese comics, and yeah, that's a crossover. Speaking that I heard, just the Crow and the Razor. That's two characters that have similar histories, so they decide to do a crossover with them. So again, that's not what it's called. I know we have a kind of story. That one is just pure gold. That cover is great. Look at that. She's slashed and the blood is following. Yes, we have Full Metal fans, B-movie actress, nude pictorial illustrators from around the world, featuring the stars of the Assault of the Vampire Calgers, Glory Ann, Roxanne Michaels, and countless Lilith stabs. It's looked to be a kind of I don't know bondage bondage magazine. I want to know more about that. July. It's look pretty weird. What's going on there in July? Here we have a crossover with Cybrid. It's another character from the. I don't know if is as you can see now. Oh, let's see what the fuck. We are not anymore in Razor. That's Razor number 44. We just started in our like mix-up of comic. This is Razor, but this is Razor in a crossover. That is completely independent of Razor and Cot. I didn't make because I have another pile that I recycled today of like a lot of different characters, and I have some but before I had them too. So we'll try to get it. So here, this is not Razor anymore. This is Evangeline. Evangeline is under the Bad Girl comics, and there she is in. This is the reason why she is, and this is Maximum Press that does that. There are less comics of Evangeline. There's a little bit of character that arrive later. I have not a lot of knowledge about her. And the fact is, but I want to do her because I saw a lot of draw, and this is the kind of stuff I like because as you can see, this one is in color. Look at that. That's a 2-page drawn in color. That's great. Maximum Press, Evangeline. I put them here. Oh, I can do that? No, like that. Here we have a series made by Antarctic Press. That's an independent comics again. Warrior Nun and Black and White. That two different characters. You see them. You see Warrior Nun there. Warrior Nun made scandals in the 90s because the Catholic Church didn't like that we show that kind of costume. So Warrior Nun Ariella, you saw a little bit earlier. It's in that draw. She looked a little bit like closer to Japanese Japanese drawing. That's the number 4. That's number 3. I tried to because there was like a lot of discount. So this is the kind of stuff I know that I will buy, and I know that I will be able to find the rest of the series in discount too. Here we have Elena, made by Lightning Comics. That's another Bad Girls that I don't really know much from, must admit. And in that Elena, we have here an announce like Bloodfire, the world first HIV positive superheroes, and Elena, one of the today's hottest Bad Girls, and this is a crossover. So as you can see, the guys need Bloodfire is the first HIV superhero. So, and I don't know him, so maybe I will try to buy the comics to know more about him. Here against we have Elena in a crossover, Double Impact. I absolutely have no idea what it means, but it's pretty that you have a double cover that like that, so you can see it. Double Impact. Who are the girls with her? I don't know. It's look. The drawn are amazing, like the Jet girls fight. I like it, and like this. Not too much clothes. This is exactly what we want. This bad girl comic. It's not mean to. So here we have from Image Comic. We have Glory here. Maybe a little bit more famous, but that's really like completely insane. Here should someone have been assassinated by a group that presents itself. I don't know so much about Glory 2. I know that this is one of the main bad girl in Image at that time. That's the number 2 and the number 3 of the series. So that parceler, that's small stuff. Here, Glory and Celestine. So this is again Glory, but with another character. This is a crossover. New Attitude, New Look, New Man. That again is this is Image Comic. Betrayed. So you have comics of Glory. I have an announcement of the comics of Glory. You can see that she's obviously glorious. Here, that's another stuff. That's from Top Cow. Top Cow is like what I can say. That was a branch of Image Comic, and this is also in Top Cow that published The Darkness. That is a great comics from. So we can say that's in color. Look, it's great. They promote Top Car, another character named Velocity. That's Top Car, more adult stuff. I like it. Now we have a crossover with Angel Fire and She. She, that is an American Japanese vigilante. Look at that. It was really classic with the samurai and all that stuff. The katana. I like it. The drawn in that one are in color. That's published by, and the hell is this? The publisher is Crusade. I don't fucking know nothing. I know She, but I have no idea who is Angel Fire. But I will buy all our comics. We have another. What I see said this name Manga She, so that's an attempt to make She as a manga, like to draw it as a manga. But that's not that bad. It's went not so bad because this is a Japanese all Japanese characters. So at some point it can go well. The publisher is against Crusade, so that's the publisher. So in fact, this crossover between two same publisher. Here, that's a series. Hear about it. It's look really interesting. That is Lady Justice. As I understood, and this is parceler. I have only three of them. I will try to make the series. Lady Justice is like a spirit of vengeance or justice. I don't understand. Then possessed women that have been mistreated and get to get justice, and she give them power to fight against their enemies. So as you can see, that is interesting. Each of the character has something covering their eyes. Not this one. But this one here again, this is a concept is justice is blind. So that's interesting. I can't speak so much about that. The publisher is techno.com. That's a weird name for publisher. Here we have Omega One with a crossover, Big City Comics, and obviously this is a crossover with You Recognizer. This is She. So again, She. That she was really popular. That's that, and it was not. I didn't try to do a joke by saying that. We have other comics of She. Here, this is East Wind Rain. I have one of my local comic shop watching his archives, and you find a lot, maybe something like 30 comics of She that covering maybe 75% of what have been published, something like that. So when I watch for a deal, I try to see if they were some comics that were not at the list, because my local comic shop sent me the list. One the series was East Wine Rain, and in that case, that number, the number 2, they didn't have it. Here you have like another series of She that is announced in the back, Masquerade. That's a bad girl character that I'm damnly interesting to discover more. Here again, that's again, She as they are, and they are like there was a crossover with Marvel Comics, She and Daredevil. That's look really interesting, and I know that my local comic shop in the pile of comics of She as the Daredevil crossover. This one looked like that's the necessary. That's She versus Tomeo. And Tomeo, that's 2 different characters from Crusade Comics. I can see is foil. That's a collection one. So that's really cool the way that you can see. That She the series, that's another one that my local comic shop didn't have. So they have a big part of the series of She, but they don't have that one. That's the number. That's which number? The series. That's number 2. Number 2. What? Lady Ride. There's some She. Oh, look at that. I have other Lady Justice comics here. That's I'll put them in order. I'll put them in the other. I know that I have more of them. As you can see on this one and this one, she have their eyes covered. So Justice is blind. Lady Justice, where are you, Lady Justice? Oh, you are there. That's the number 2 and the number 2 and the number 5. So we got them. This is in order. So what we have here. That's a series I don't have no damn idea what it is. But this is Westerns, this is Max Comics, and seriously, it's look absolutely gorgeous. Apesh Skies. I don't know, I have no idea what it is, but this is a series of 4 comics. I have all of them. They were really not expensive. You can see the draw, the cover are great. Just absolutely amazing. We'll look at it. We'll look inside. Of course, it will be in colors because this is Marvel Max. Just see what all look the arts. That's a great. Look at that. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you, the Multigun Man. If you like it, so the people don't chat very much. They are listening, but we have only 4%. But that's what's is. Look at this one. No, it's look absolutely great, and I can't wait to to read that complete story. Because Max, I look at that. We have publicity of the Punisher here, but see the last one on the first said, "Well, shit, the guy is dead." So I will, okay, I will not watch too much of the art inside. I want to keep the surprise of the story. And finally, oh, right, she's everywhere. She again. That in a series named Rikishi Premier Issue #1 from Crusade, such as a publicity of another series that is East Wine Rain. Wait a minute. I'm not sure anymore. What is what? Okay. What the hell? What is this? Okay. Oops. The two sides look like, okay. So I was right. That's a good size because that you can take it like that. It's look on the good side, and you reverse it. It's look on the good side, and this is not the same stuff. That's the #1 premier issue from Rikishi, and there this is #1 Sneak Attack Edition, East Wine Rain. But again, you see, that's not on the good side. So we understand that this is the real one. So let's put all this sheet together. So the last one, and I'm pretty glad to have that because it's a character that is more famous, and but I didn't saw them very well. This is Lady Rawhide. Right now, Lady Rawhide, the rights are owned by Dynamite. It's the same that Dynamite does Red Sonja of Imperial right now. But they own also Lady Rawhide. They made the new adventure of Lady Rawhide, but the original adventure of Lady Rawhide was in the tops. Let's say tops. For us here, tops, this is ice hockey cards. I'm pretty sure tops in the United States were doing, because this is in this ice hockey cards from the United States, because ice hockey cards here, it was OPG. But we were receiving sometimes cards from the United States anyway, because there are people wanting to buy them. And it was like, they were the same. So not the collection, but like the collection of ice hockey cards here from OPG and Tops, it was the same, but Tops was a little bit smaller. So maybe you have, example, 300 cards in the ice hockey collection from OPG, and you have like 100, maybe 200 cards in the collection of Tops. But the cards that were in the two collection were the same, except the only difference is behind the cards of OPG, it was in English and in French, and you have the logo OPG on the front. And the cards of the Tops, it was only in English, behind the cards, and you have the Tops logo. That's the Tops logo we got. But I've been surprised to see that Tops was doing also comics. They had a branch named Tops Comic, and also Tops Comic. One of their publication was like a comic, not just a comic where we have multiple characters, but named Zorro. So obviously you had Adventure of Zorro in it, but there was sometime other stuff. Tops made also a series of 4 comics about the Lone Ranger. I didn't buy them, but because the only exemplar I found on eBay was a little bit expensive, so I tried. But the shipping, the comics, the trade paperback is not so expensive, but the shipping is. So I try to find other stuff but each time I found the other stuff that been sell and all that stuff. But I mean, Tops Comic did a lot of some Lone Ranger. It was like they did the publication Zorro when we had different characters, short story. And one of the character he had in Zorro was Lady Rawhide that you got to see here. But she became popular, so they gave to her own series. There were also a series, Lady Rawhide Zorro. There's a crossover between them, and that's Lady Rawhide alone. Not one person alone. I don't know that character, but and Dynamite did also Lady Rawhide, Lady Zorro. Now that's another stuff. So you have the two comics from Lady Rawhide tops there. You can see. And this one, I wanted it absolutely just for the cover. I don't know who is that characters, but what the hell is this? And if she has her own comics, I want it. Let's see a little bit. Look at that. I mean, that's great comics. It's tops. This is not. This is not kid stuff. This is not kids shit. So we have our character here, that woman, that blonde shell, that has her shirt open. Whew. Here, this is number one. In the number four, that marvelous lady is in there. But we have Lady Rawhide. That is a really good choice too. She's nice. So we'll try to make to take all that stuff. I was. This isn't my plan to do Zorro, Zorro from Dynamite, and also Zorro from Tops. But this is not my priority for right now. And I received other stuff that I will not speak about tonight, maybe later, but at least I will show one of them. I already shown it on another stream, I think. This is my official adaptation of the Judge Dredd movie with Sylvester Stallone in comics. So you can see, like, oh, yes, ABC Warriors there. Look at that. That's great. That obviously we know the story, what we saw the movie, but it's interesting for my collection to have that. So, like the ABC Warriors is killing people there. Oh, that's great. So guys, I went there for 1 hour 30. It's hot there. I have to also I have to play a little bit about my new favorite game for right now, a porn version of Mafia War, named Cunt Empire. So the Striker was completely revolt about that, disgust by that game. This is his things. No problem. You can't. He's not forced. I know it forced him to like it, but that's great. That's a version of Mafia Wars when instead to be a mafia mobster, you are like you are opening what's the name is you opening bordel and strip clubs and all that stuff. And you take money and you need to open new business. It's insane. It's purely idiotic, and I like it. So guys, I hope that it's really easy to often. Yes, it's easy. Not only these days. He's always like that. I mean, he has a moral code fix based on religion, and I mean, he wants to have moral, and he's against shock value. He like different things, and that's his stuff. But sometimes it's just funny. And DJIDC too. There's a lot of suitors being passed around these days. I mean, things the pain is getting to him. That it doesn't help. It doesn't help. But I think that, but people first, all that COVID-19 stuff, like create a lot of stress to everyone, of course. But that's not the only one thing. I mean, there are people that are complaining, fake to be, are doing some blackmail. When I say blackmail, they try to emotively and financially manipulate some of the streamer. Not only about me, but like Captain Redneck did that often. To he was going to Instraker, unsubscribing, cutting the Patreon, and after that, writing to him, trying to force Instraker to do what he wants, bringing back, retracting, screaming that he's unsubscribing, insulting Michael is in his own chat, in his own Discord channel. It's completely insane. And obviously, I'm also part of the stuff in the case where that small lynch mob around Redneck, like Resolute Germ, and not Resolute Germ. I'm completely sick. What I'm sorry. Jeff Franklin. And I wanted to see. Sorry, Resolute. What I'm saying. I mean, that lynch mob, like with Jeff Franklin is part of it, and some other guys, and like the Federalist nuts from Ottawa, like Rambling Canucks, a lot of stuff. I mean, they are whining, they are backstabbing me, trying to convince the streamer to retract me, my arrange, to ban me. And they are not afraid to lie about it, to create false story. And I mean, they know that they can confront me directly. I don't let them lynch me publicly, and I'm stronger than them. When that, I'm able to make them shut up. And if they played the game of insult, I can play it too and win it. So that's the part. And unfortunately, I mean, they decide to retract and the backstabbing, lying, and like I can say defamation strategy. So this is the way they are doing stuff, because this is the only strategy they still have. So what I can do. But what's pissed me off in that stuff is after that, this is not only me that paid a price for that shit. This is the streamer themselves, and they create conflict. They create conflict between me and some streamers. That's the piece of shit saying that, example, my wife doesn't exist. I mean, what you are trying to do? What kind of piece of shit you are to do that? I mean, why you lie like that? What you have to win if this is not to try to make me like a non-human being that we can eject and ban from everywhere. So what you are searching to do if this is not that? And the proof is that this is only that. I mean, Captain Redneck is unable to tolerate the fact that I can be accepted by the others on streams, that I can be accepted by the streamers as a wrench. They want absolutely to put me in a situation where I will be banned from everywhere, and they are ready to anything for that. Yes, I've on my Discord channel. Look, on my Discord channel, I have a room named Asian Muslim Wife Born in USSR Being the Best Choice. And they are full, they are like many pictures of my wife there. I even sent to NC Tracker a picture of me with my wife. And he said, "Oh, it's looked to be an event on something. Do you took an autograph?" because that's crazy. I said a joke about Asia Carrera that is a Pastafarian, and after that, maybe I think like 10 minutes later, I sent a picture of my wife to him on Discord, and when he received it, said, I can't believe that this is your wife. I mean, why you speak about 7 and 9? Why you like porn and Hooters if you have a wife like that? It's impossible. I think this is, in fact, the porn star about who you are speaking before. My my girlfriend, Ali, as pretty as she is, doesn't look like Asia Carrera. They have two different kind of face and body. Even if the two of them are Asian, they don't look alike in any way. Uh, so Asia Carrera and Michael, that is a religious guy eating porn and all that stuff, don't know Asia Carrera. Even if he has the age to add to watch it, he never watch it. Or so I mean, he never watch her, so he don't know there. So I sent a picture of me with my wife. He said, "Oh no, in fact, you are an event, and you asked for an autograph." We were an event that was a banquet, like a buffet, where we were raising money for kids that have cancer because I was in an organization helping kids that had cancer, and we are organized. It was in Russia. We organized some party and all that stuff. And that's worse than that. Really, it's in the case that my girlfriend is a Kyrgyz, and there are some aspect of the culture of the Kyrgyz and the Turk that are similar. Like example, if you go in a Uzbek or a Kyrgyz restaurant or even a Kazakh restaurant, you have you'll have like belly dancers that go there and to make the place more pleasant. You know, so you are in a restaurant, a chic restaurant. That's not like that's not stripper. That's belly dancer. And the belly dancer, they go near to the man and they dance around the man and around the man. And I mean, if you give a tip to the belly dancer, if you ask an autograph to the a picture with the belly dancer, I mean, that's a normal stuff. So my wife, if I go to Hooters, for this is a little bit like the same. I was with two Kyrgyz girls, and we went to Hooters. They like it. They like the restaurant so much. They wanted to go there again, and so that's the point. I mean, that's another culture, and that's complete other approach. So my wife don't care about the fact that I like Jerry Ryan. Anyway, I'm not gonna have sex with Jerry Ryan tomorrow. It's not gonna happen. Uh, so, but that's religious stuff where the morality, where the sin of the mind are worse than the sin of the body. That's stuff that, in fact, if uh, if you watch porn, this is cheating your wife. It's just pretty shit. I don't believe that, but he is in that stuff. He believes that this is his value. I respect that. This is not mine. This is not the way my girlfriend is thinking. This is not the way that a vast majority of the population here in Quebec thinks. By the way, too. So I mean, I don't know. In the south of the United States, you have so much like that kind of church that with and the televangelist and that like charismatic church people are singing together and all that stuff. I mean, I watched that, and that's culturally, socially, as far from me than I don't know. I mean, religious rite in the Middle East. For me, that's the same. I watched that, and to going to the church every Sunday and singing together is not. I don't need that. I never need that. I don't believe in that, and all the stuff that goes around. And I mean, it's meaningless for me. I'm not again. I'm against it. I'm not for it. I don't want to try it. I have no attraction for that. Uh, I don't want anybody make me moral speech about the fact that if I'm doing really something, I mean, if I'm dating people, if I that's another story. But I mean that's it doesn't fit in my stuff. So and my girlfriend is Kyrgyz, and she has a way to approach life that is very different that Westerners, and it's look really complicated to understand for a lot of people in the United States. I mean, they are. I mean, as a ex French prime minister said uh, on TV 2 years ago, they are in the United States kind of messianism that the United States need to go somewhere and change the stuff and go there. That he was speaking about the war in Iraq, was good, and after that the war in Libya and all that stuff. Is us, France, France, we are not like that. This is not our way to do that. We have not to jump in any expedition that the United States decide to do. We have to try to avoid that exists, like Chirac did about the war in Iraq when he banned with the Russian and the Chinese to not give the approbation to the United States to invade Iraq, what they did anyway. But uh, I mean, that's not the way that France does. That's not the way that the majority of the country does. So that messianism created so much problem uh, in the last centuries and in the 21st centuries too. We have not to go in that direction, but unfortunately, that's against the same. That it's come from a part of the population that think that I mean the way to do stuff is the good way, and the rest of the world don't understand. We need to make them understand. So me, I'm not living. It's like I don't want that proselytism. I don't want that nobody came to me and said, "We have your life is immoral." Blah 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 blah. It's not interesting for me. So I have no God. I don't need anyone. I just need to be to live my life and appreciate it, and to live it with my girlfriend when she come here. We'll marry for that. We'll marry in Cuba, which would be great. And with what I'm doing for her and the way that I'm fighting to finally get her here, with what I did for her in the past, what I want will do in the future. And I mean, for her, this is a liberation because she was living like in a very religious people around her from their extended family that tried by all way to poison our relation because they were against, because I was not Muslims, I was not in the good religion from the good race, blah blah blah. That's fucking shit. Okay, to Michigan, I don't know to who you write it, and I'm glad for you. Um, so we'll stop the stream there because I need to shave. Tomorrow I'm still working. Now is 9 o'clock 15. When I'm working at 7 o'clock in the morning, I want to start to sleep at 10 o'clock. So I will take the last 45 minutes to shave and also to do some stuff and try to be quiet and sleep properly because that's my last work day before to finally be off on Sunday. Except if the judge called me, I need money, so I will go there and do over time, but there are a good chance that on Sunday I'm not work, so that's fine for me. And I need to have a day off. And last time I had a day off, it was last Sunday. Only one. I was supposed to have a day off on Tuesday, but they called me in the morning. Good, I will make money from it. That's fine. But that's it. So you have a good night. Don't forget to participate on the Discord channel. I mean, you can write stuff. Look at the room. There are a lot of room. If you like on the left, there are a lot of room and you can participate, publish videos, or speaking, asking question about my stuff and all that. And I will be really glad. And if you can bring some friends, if you know friends that are on Discord and are not fucking far right piece of shit, yeah, you can bring them on the Discord channel, and I will be glad to meet with them and to speak with them about any subject. But tonight it was a good comic. We will speak about comics. We fix stuff. And if there are some piece of shit that I mentioned at the beginning of the video that recognize themselves, good for them. And you can say to them, you can say, hey, Alexandre on his go see at the beginning of his stream, he spoke about the piece of shit, and you look like one of the piece of shit about who he's speaking. So you can do that. And I was really glad that they know how much I think they are piece of shit. But let's finish that in a positive way. I presume that comics have other stuff, the stuff of Zenescope Entertainment. I spoke about it. That's absolutely amazing. I will show that in the future. And I'm still waiting for my Conan stuff. I mean, the King Conan movie, the King Conan series is not already there. I think that's a problem with the postal service. So, but no problem. I don't lose faith. I will receive my stuff. So it's a question of time. And now I need to, the next comics I will buy, I need to buy them in the local comic shop because they receive stuff from me. And I want to be a good customer. And so I will prioritize them. They find a lot of interesting stuff for me. They work about it. And also they order stuff at the time where there was a discount from Dynamite. And so it means that I will pay them really cheaper that in normal time, even if I bought them 1 month after the discount is finished, because they took the risk to order them before then and become able to really buy them. It's not only a question of money; it's also a question to be able to go on the north side, because before, when I was in the parking lot, I was working on the north side, and I was there all the time, so it was easy for me to go to the comic shop, take my stuff. But now I'm working on the south side near my home, so I'm close to never on the north side since then the coronavirus started. In fact, I've been there on 1st July and 24 in June, and everything was closed at this moment because it was a day off, official day off. So that's the reason why. So have a good night. We'll speak on other stream or on my stream. We'll see what's going on. But yes, I mean, no, we'll not speak about that again. Have a good night. I'm glad that you watched that my stuff. You are great. Participate in the Discord channel. And don't do the Momo challenge.